Hello, everybody.
Yo, what's going on?
Welcome to the Anime Mystics podcast. I am Roman,
I am Steven Sonosuke-sama.
and I did not release the podcast last time on, the schedule. I think I released it like a week after I was supposed to.
All good?
But it was out, so yeah. I guess technically we're still on the two-week schedule.
Yep. We're good.
We're good then. All right. So, I don't know how long this episode's going to last. Every time we try to make it short, it ends up being long. And we're talking about the shows for next season that we're going to be watching. So, who knows?
Yeah. I'll try to keep it reasonable. I really will. 'Cause I'm kind of tired, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
You do sound kind of tired, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Been a long week.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, with this potential shutdown going on.
Yeah. Any minute now. Well, for now we're safe. For now.
For now. For the next couple months.
Yeah.
But yeah, going to be talking about next season shows, or I guess they would have started already, right? Since it's October now.
A lot of them, like Jobless Reincarnation, I guess, starts tonight in Japan, or tomorrow, I guess, Sunday.
Oh, so yeah, I guess we'll be talking about this season's anime and what we're going to be watching, or what I'm going to attempt to watch, because I barely watched anything last season. Although I'm up to like episode 6 of Kobayashi, so I'm getting there.
Okay.
And then we got a little discussion about the Sony movie Venom. Was it Let There Be Carnage or something?
Yes, correct.
Yes, Let There Be Carnage. Which I haven't seen, but Sano here is going to give us his review on what he thought of the movie and do his best to not spoil the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to start, or do you have any updates before then, or?
Pretty much that's exactly what we're on about. I am away from home still, so I have to basically download my shows, which I pay for legally.
You got what, another month over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still, I just like Venom as a character, and I like his backstory, his design, and whatnot. And I like how he's a good foil. Since Spider-Man is just basically a Boy Scout. And so yeah, I had to. I was like, I don't care if I'm away from my home. Venom's out. I'm gonna go, support my boy. So, yeah. And then other than that, I finished all the shows that we talked about previously. So, Death, Duke of Death and his Black Maid. Finished that. It's a great show. Can't wait for season 2. Kobayashi, ended pretty much how I figured it would. And I'm caught up on Jahi, so I know that Jahi comes out tonight in Japan, so looking forward to shenanigans. And yeah. So the rest of the shows is what is this? Two of the shows that I have bookmarked here are shows that are brand new, and then all the rest of them are basically sequels, or and 2 of these are season 2s that I haven't even seen season 1s to, so it's going to be a very interesting time.
Yeah. A lot of catching up.
I did want to say as well, they're advertising the Boku Hero movie at the end of the month. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to get to it, though, but that would be nice to go and support it in theaters, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
That's the one that has Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki on the front, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the My Hero Academia movies. Have you?
Me neither. No. I think only the first one is the only one that actually kind of ties into the TV series, from what I remember.
Is that the one kind of dealing with All Might's youth?
Yes.
Okay, like when he was a newer hero.
Yeah, and was what was his name? Oversight or whatever?
His partner?
Yeah, his partner.
Oh God.
The one that died after Overhaul.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, apparently because they were referencing him and they kind of showed some snippets of the movie, but that was like the only time that it was always like, oh, they're referencing the movie. You should have, seen the movie if you want to get those references. It's like, okay.
Maybe later. Yeah.
A phrase I think I'll ignore that.
Right. I'll just ignore that.
But yeah, no. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So, yeah. So real quick. But yeah, no. Like I said, I'll try to keep this spoiler free. But if I do slip up, this is your warning. Kind of slight spoilers ahead. Just remind me, Roman, once we move on, to kind of say like, okay, spoilers are over. We're done talking about Venom. But yeah, like I said, this is your moment. If you haven't seen Venom yet and you're listening to this, skip ahead if you care about the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So you said you have seen the post-credit scene, correct?
I haven't seen it, but I read what it was.
Okay, so what is your take? Like, are you happy? Are you more interested, less interested? You're like, meh. Like you, Roman, what is your take on it?
Well, I mean, this is basically almost confirming the rumors also about like the Sam Raimi universe coming into the Spider-Man movie. Because I mean, if Venom was dragged in at the the end, then yeah, that makes those rumors a little more credible. It makes me pretty excited.
Yeah, it was almost like, I hate to say this, but like again, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie itself, but for lack of a better term here, for more normies like Roman, who eats up everything MCU, like he hasn't abandoned the MCU like I have.
No.
He's still, and we said this literally before we started. I said I'm Roman right now, where it's like I like what I like.
Right.
And in this instance, Roman has been kind of like running the whole time alongside with the MCU. He's watched Loki, he's watching, and if he hasn't, I know he wants to, but Loki, WandaVision, What If, Winter Falcon, the hell, whatever it's called. And so he's running right along, and then here I come in my car, and I just like kind of drive right up and meet him at the finish line and be all like, "Where you been, man? I've been waiting for you this whole time." And that's going to be us meeting again to watch Spider-Man.
Right.
Because we're both going to, watch Spider-Man now. We both ended up at the finish line. We just came in two different ways.
Yeah, he took the shortcut, and I took the long route.
Correct.
The scenic route, if you will.
Correct. And so them blending the universes together, like, and even when I was talking about it at the job, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go watch Venom and all that, and it's like, they're gonna tie it in, because that had been something that was mentioned, but it was one of those things where if you didn't read the dirt sheets, you kind of forgot about it, and they didn't really talk about it a whole lot. Like, and this is with the contracts. And I was telling my coworker that saw the movie with me last night, you gotta read the contracts, because that's a good indication of where they're going with the stories.
Right.
So remember that Spider-Boy was signed up for 6 joint movies between Sony and Disney Marvel, and one of which was going to be a crossover with Sony's verse.
Right.
And that's where they kind of got muddled, because then Sony started announcing all theyese different projects. Like they're like, oh, we're going to do Venom, and it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. He's big enough; he can kind of carry a lot of movies and things on his own. And Morbius, and it's like, okay. And then Black Cat, and it's like, what?
Oh, they announced a Black Cat?
And Craven, and it's like, oh my, yeah, they want to do a Black Cat movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And then apparently they also said that Enter the Spider-Verse is also was one of their projects too.
Yeah,
But that was kind of like a very like standalone thing that won't have an overbearing on MCU. But yeah, they announced all these Spider-Verse projects, live action Spider-Verse projects, and it was kind of like, all right. But then again, they only said that only one of these was going to tie into the MCU movie, and it was like, okay, well then which one is it going to be? Turns out it's going to be Far From Home, or No Way Home, right? No Way Home.
yeah. No Way Home.
No Way Home. No Way Home. And
Far From
so,
Home was number 2.
Yeah, Doctor Strange 2. You are correct. So Doctor Strange 2 gets starring Spider Boy. Is gonna. It seems like that's gonna be their big crossover movie, which I guess makes sense because this would be the 6th movie. 2 Spider-Man, 2 Spider-Man, 2 Spider-Man. Oh, Civil War. That was it. Civil War, 2 Spider-Man,
And 2
2
Avengers.
Avengers, and then 6th one, No Way Home. There you go. And I guess though that now today on today's episode of Friday Night Tights, which we were just talking about too, right up before we started recording, Gary from Nerdronic, he brought it up too that I guess they signed a new set of contracts or something, and they're like, I guess they're tying like Sony and Disney Marvel now have another like, now it's like a 5-year thing or something. Because I guess it turns out that Spider-Man is like worth $4 billion.
Yeah. Well,
And
he's
so-
one of their biggest properties. I mean, just about everybody knows Spider-Man.
Right. And Sony's like, yeah, we're not giving him up. So as a result, Sony and Disney signed out, you have like some, it wasn't a movie deal now. Now it's just, it's a year deal. And so that's why when you think about it, again, you go back and look at it, that's why now MCU's Vulture ended up in Morbius.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, they kind of like felt the water out, and now they're really going to get into it. And so I think that now they're like, all right, we can really like expand on this and really make this work. And you know, I it's funny too because now we're going from like the end to the front, but again, I think that post-credit scene, from my opinion on what we've talked about and you've talked about, because did you watch Venom 1?
I did.
What'd you think about it?
I thought it was pretty good. Comedy was a little strange. But
we'll get
the
to
action
that.
was pretty good. And, I mean, the story was okay. It wasn't like your typical Venom story, seeing as how, I mean, he starts off with Spider-Man, but I mean, it makes sense that he wouldn't. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good movie.
All right. Okay, keep that in mind. Keeping that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So the business aspect of how they're building the universe now, it makes sense when you actually watch it in action. And the way that it basically ended is that, well, they drop hints throughout the movie. So like, there's one instance where like Eddie is looking up information on Cassidy, and he's using articles from the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
And so that was the first like kind of notion, like, okay, because I was thinking to the first movie, and I was like, there really wasn't any signs or hints. And so it almost was like Disney and Marvel was not thinking about Venom and MCU at all in any capacity.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, they really kept them separate. But in this one, you kind of saw little things. There was another part as well where Cassidy smashes the spider, and it reminded me of a lyric in Carnage Rules, which was the opening song for Maximum Carnage on the Super Nintendo, which is crushes spiders like flies. And if you think about the context of, you know, the guy that becomes Carnage smashing a spider, I'm just saying, it's a really interesting insect that he decided to just smash with his hand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, like I said, there's little bits, little hints like that, that just kind of like, wait a minute, they're doing it, aren't they? They're gonna do it. And then the end credits happens, One article that I was reading, I think it was Cosmic Book News. They said that the flash that happened at the post-credit scene was like one of the flashes that happened in End of the Spider-Verse, and I was like, no, it actually was more like the flash that Doctor Strange did in the trailer for No Way Home.
Yeah. Because
So,
they brought up the golden circle that flashes through, and I'm like, yeah, like Doctor Strange when he was trying to fix the whole nobody knows who Peter Parker is, or
Yeah, correct.
which makes more sense than the whole Spider-Verse thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, and then they also put up an interesting point where the symbiote makes the claim that he knows pretty much everything that happens in millions, 80 million light years of information.
Yeah.
Like, it's they share it amongst themselves as symbiotes. And so that's the Venom the symbiote makes a reference about Spider-Man. I forgot exactly what he said, but the article claimed something like, oh, he seems delicious, like the symbiote is recalling meeting Peter before. So that's their indication it's referencing the Sam Raimi thing.
Yeah.
I didn't get that vibe from it. I mean, I think that might be too much of a stretch, and I've already thrown out some conspiracy theories so far, but I wouldn't put it past them either, because saying that too, they can be like, oh, it's like, again, because I already think that they're pulling a Wonder Woman here, where the other universe supervillains are seeing their version of Spider-Man. So, like, Electro is going to be seeing Garfield version Spider-Man, Doc Ock is going to be seeing Toby.
Yeah.
And I think the point of bringing in Venom is that, Peter and all of them are going to be like, oh, he's a bad guy. And he's like, whoa. I'm actually a good guy. I'm in my baby face right now, not a heel. Because when he gets, when the teleportation or the transportation ends, it actually looks like he's in a New York hotel.
Yeah.
So, and they made references as well in the first movie that Eddie left New York because he was like screwing up.
Yeah, he went to San Francisco?
Yeah, he went to Frisco. When in the comic books they did it because it was like a power share thing. They were like, it's too much trouble to have us in New York always dicking around. So Eddie was like, I'm just gonna go to Frisco, you can stay here in New York, and we just won't get in each other's way. Right. But yeah, I think it's very very ambitious. It's interesting. I didn't think they were going to do it like this, because I was under the assumption that it was already the same like MCU universe. It was just literally like Eddie's over there in Frisco and Peter's in New York, and it was just the way it was. But they're actually like, oh wait, no, it was a different universe, and I'm like, well, that's just kind of dumb. But whatever, I guess that's how they can really get away with separating the symbiote from Spider-Man, and they could be like, that's why we gave him an original origin.
Well, yeah, different universes.
Yeah. I remember when they said they weren't going to use time travel to fix all the continuity errors. Now they'll just say everything is an alternate universe.
Well, they do that with the comics, so.
I was about to say they don't do this that often in the comics. It's like, 'cause it was like everything kind of stuck to its own universe though. It was like Ultimates didn't really carry over into the mainline comics until like it was a marketing thing essentially, where they were like, all right, we're gonna just terminate the Ultimates altogether. So they just kind of did this universe wipeout, and then the ones they liked, like Miles Morales, they moved over.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened because in marketing they ended all of those comics, but in the comics, for story purposes, they just wiped out that universe.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind of unnecessary for Venom. Because remember, in Sam Raimi's Venom, he was dating Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. Well,
So
wait, and Sam Raimi?
yeah,
You're talking about Peter, right?
it's Spider-Man 3. Eddie Brock was dating Gwen Stacy.
It's been a while since I've seen Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah. It was really weird, I know, and yeah, but yeah. And yeah, so that's kind of what it is. It was, again, so I was nodding my head like, okay, I see what you're doing. I respect it. I respect it. But yeah, so that's kind of like my thoughts, my conspiracy theories, and that's kind of like a lot of my positivity. A lot of it is that it's very ambitious. I am a little paranoid that it's gonna be a lot like Spider-Man 3, and that it's gonna be a big ass movie with a lot of going on, and it might get lost.
Well, I mean, it's not like the MCU hasn't done big, ambitious movies before, so I feel like they would have a better grasp than like Sam Raimi or whoever did Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because I know those were considered the worst of their series because they had so much going on and they didn't give anybody enough time or something, or they just kind of threw together a story to kind of wrap it up really quick for like a certain character without really giving any kind of conclusion. But I feel like Marvel would have a better grasp on how to do that since they've done it a few times already. At least that's me being hopeful.
Which is what I am too. I'm like, well, we've come this far, gonna finish it. I'm hesitant, but it's also like a hesitant, excited paranoia because it's like, okay, because it's also like I just want them to get over the No Way Home and get to like the next Spider-Man Venom team up, and it's like if we got to get past this, then so be it.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so here's the other thing too, and this, so I pretty much said what I said, and I loved the movie. I did love the movie. I liked the movie. I genuinely did love the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was good, but I would say it's an 8 out of 10 for me. And the 2 points that I knock off of it are I don't think I would. There's no way to negotiate me out of knocking down at least 2 points off of it. I could even go as far down as say it's a 7 out of 10, but I think I'm comfortable at this time giving it an 8 out of 10. And the two biggest issues that I have is, and some of the guys, like I said on Friday Night Tights on tonight's episode, first off was the pacing. They actually thought that the 90 minutes runtime was actually pretty solid. I thought it was too short. I was like, Gary from Friday Night Tights said it too. He's just all like, yeah, it feels like they cut out a half hour and they just left it on the floor. And I was like, I felt that too. It felt like, there was a lot of more time spent with Cassidy dicking around with Eddie, and then once Carnage came out, it was just like bam, 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 bam. Okay, now it's dead. And with the build-up, they actually only fought one time. They only fought once.
Okay.
And I was kind of like, I guess, because there are, like Civil War, how many times did they fight? In Winter Soldier, how many times did they fight? In Iron Man, how many times did he fight? And the list goes on. And so I get it. Sometimes it's like it's too many chase scene, fight scene, chase scene, fight scene, fight, chase, explosions. I get it. But in this one, it was almost kind of like the opposite extreme of that, which is only like one big ass 20-minute fight scene. And it was weird. It was just weird. It was weird to me, and I kind of was like, damn, dude, am I gonna have to buy the Blu-ray for like the rest of the movie? Like the 40 minutes I felt was lacking or missing out of this. And apparently they said it was only 20 minutes shorter than Venom 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how long was this one? What, an hour and a half?
Yeah, hour and a half, 90 minutes apparently.
So they went with old movie standards. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. and so yeah, and that brings me to my next point, and this is where I also docked a big point that I don't think I can give back really. It couldn't commit to what it wanted to do. It couldn't commit to either being PG-13 or wanting to be rated R or uncut.
Yeah.
And it was because of the post-credit scene that I said, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. So what happened is kind of like in the first movie. Remember, the first movie was directed by the guy that did Zombieland, which is probably why they cast Woody Harrelson, because they worked together in Zombieland.
Yeah.
And you know, that movie had no problem doing like toilet humor or cussing, being like, jump out the window, Eddie, pussy, as he's taking the elevator.
Yeah.
And so there was moments like that too, where they're just talking smack to each other, slapping each other around, calling each other pussy or you dumbass, like, shit, and all of that. And at the end of the movie, not really the end of the movie, but yeah, during the movie, Venom goes, fuck this guy, fuck that guy, And it was like, okay, but it's still got a PG-13 rating. And it was like, and then again, same thing, it's like, Carnage is just whacking people, he's just, what Carnage does, he's a serial killer, right?
Yeah.
And they eat heads and stuff like that, and no blood. And then not only was that kind of weird, but then they started doing like slapstick humor and like corny MCU level jokes. And that's why I said the end credit scene where you saw the Spider-Man come out made sense, because it was like he's making the jump to the MCU. That means he has to fall into Disney's rules. And that means a bunch of corny ass jokes, lame fucking drawn out puns, some of which pay off, some of which are not funny at all, and some of them are like, what? Like really, like I'm just like shaking my head like, what? And that should have just called it the Peter Tingle, or Peter Tingle, right? Or the Spider Tingle.
No, I think it was Peter Tingle.
The Peter Tingle, yeah. It's stuff like that. It's kind of like, okay, if you want to be MCU, I get it, but it feels like you sold out, like Eddie sold out, Eddie Brock sold out, man. And it's unfortunate because, well, this is the rules you got to play by. You got to play by that stupid mouse's rules. And his rules are, well, PG-13. And it's like, as a result, it felt gutted, So the delicious chocolate shell was still good, but the inside of the candy bar was hollow. That's kind of how I can describe it. Why did they do that? Well, because Venom is going to the MCU, and I don't know. That's why I'm like hesitant, and it's kind of like, well, if you wanted to do all that, then you shouldn't have had him cussing and killing and stabbing and all of that. And it was like, so that's why it's the length of the movie and the lack of commitment that I was like, all right, I want to just be like, dude, this movie was badass. I'm glad that I didn't waste my time with Black Widow and Shang-Chi, because Venom was dope, and it was dope. Like, Eddie and Cletus were good. They were good against each other. We all knew that was going to be a given, but it was like, wanted more of that. And the fact that they had to do it the way they did, because they have to fall into the standards of MCU, it just kind of sours me a little bit. And so it's kind of like, you know? And remember, because this is the issue that Ryan Reynolds has with Deadpool, you know? It's like he wants to keep being Deadpool, but it's like, are you going to sell out to Disney and make a PG-13 Deadpool? Because that's pretty much your only option.
No, they said they were going to keep Deadpool Rated R.
Do you honestly believe that?
Yeah, because they've said that he's going to be rated R. He's the only one that's going to be rated R, pretty much.
Exactly. Look what they did. They said the same thing about Blade. They said, "Oh, we're going to PG-13 Blade."
Well, Blade was
went
practically
into-
PG-13 anyway, except for the violence.
Exactly. So yeah, no, it's.
But I don't have an issue with it. I mean, I don't have an issue with that, though.
I do. I don't even think the first Venom was rated R, even though it basically should have been. But you notice it. You notice it, and it makes you like raise an eyebrow to it, and it's just kind of like, what? So again, like I said, I think that you're more desensitized to this than I am, because you've been sticking around this whole time and watching the shows and all the other movies, and I'm just like, gave up, and so now, you know.
Not necessarily. I just don't care.
Yeah, there it is. I do care. I care, at least for this one, for this character.
All I want is entertaining movies. That's it. And that's what I get.
Yeah, but this was it just is kind of it's just not it's frustrating. It's frustrating for me. It's frustrating, and you know, again, and this is what I left the theater with, and I was telling the guys, you know, it's like this is great that he's going into the MCU and all of that,
but now I can't watch it. No, I'm kidding. I said, but now I can't watch it. No, I'm joking.
Well, you know, no. It's the wicked. I was like, I didn't think it was going to be done like this. You know, that's why I'm frustrated, and then even beyond that, even like
I think it would have been better, at least from what you're describing, if they would have kept this movie the same as the last one, but then had him like kind of switch over to like the MCU style when he was actually in the MCU.
Yeah, that I would have been better, a little bit better. That absolutely would have been better. In other words, and this was kind of the thing that they were saying on Friday Night Lights with their take. They were a lot more harsher on the movie than I was. But then again, you're comparing Western comic fans here to someone who's more of a normie like me.
Right.
And even I'm still kind of like, I'm just not as hard on it as they are. I'm way more lenient on it than they are, because I still recommend the movie.
Right.
And I still had fun with it. Those two issues, the length and pacing, and then the already like 180 turn to MCU standards. Like, it's I don't want to say it's a sad, but it's just kind of like selling out. You know, this was like when we were in the 90s and, you know, all our bands were selling out. It's like, you sold out, man. You're a tool of the machine. And now it's just kind of like watching Venom fall in line too, and it's like, oh, Venom, Eddie, you're better than this. It's like, no, they're not. Get those Disney bucks. And then this one also was directed by Golem. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yeah.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, because I saw an article about how this was supposed to be like a love story between Venom and Barack.
Yeah, that was blown out of proportion. It's no. Again, if you saw the first one and you saw how they like dicked around with each other, that's more or less what happens again.
Cool.
And yeah, that's also something else they had an issue with too, because they were like, this is just basically a rehash of the last movie, and I'm like, well, that's pretty much what all the Venom storylines are. I mean, I can't think of a non-symbiote unique villain that Venom has. Like, all of his villains are primarily the symbiotes, right? Like, does he have any unique villains
Unique? Not
that are not symbiotes?
not that I know of.
Right? Like, his whenever Venom's on his own, it's usually him dealing with the symbiote or a symbiote-based villain, bad guy, or issue.
I gotta look these up.
Yeah. And if it's not, well, his best storylines are usually the ones with him dealing with symbiote. But yeah. Yeah. So I you know, like I said, I'm channeling Roman right now, which is I like what I like. I just, you know, and what's funny was, again, I said this at the job. I was like, oh yeah, he's crossing over. He's going to the MCU. No, he's not. My supervisor, my coworker, they both said that. I was like, no, he's not. He's not MCU. I was like, yeah, dude, he's going to the MCU. I can't tell you what capacity, but yeah, he's coming in there. And then this happened, and I was like, oh, that's how they're doing it. All right. Oh, and then I did tell some friends. I told them last night. I was like, you know, I think what will just absolutely destroy me is when they, you know, then they got Venom in there, and now they're going up against Kang the Conqueror, and Venom has to take orders from Captain Marvel. I think that'll be the final nail in the coffin for me, and I just won't come back.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I think that's what Gary from Nerdrotic, he was pretty much saying, is that with this movie, it sounds like, even when it comes to the Spider-Man related properties, it sounds like Disney is going to be way more hands-on now. Like, they're really going to start letting Sony use more assets and really kind of bring them into the fold. So, again, we saw that that's why Michael Keaton Vulture was in Morbius. So, we'll see how much their universe goes on. Because I still don't think any of the Sony Spider-Man or anything, I don't think those are on Disney Plus, I don't think, right?
I don't think so, no. I think it's just the newer ones.
Oh, so like just the Spider-Man Far From Home and all that?
Yeah, just those, I think.
Okay. Alright. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's just those.
Alright. But yeah. So yeah, man, that's I hope I didn't spoil it too bad for you. It's this is my first time actually saying it instead of typing it furiously. But yeah, like I said, it's still a good movie. I liked it. I liked the dynamic. It was like, when it was Venom and Carnage, it was fine. It was absolutely fine. It was good. But to watch him take the knee for the mouse, it just really kind of like, it left me thinking there could have been more. This was good, but it could have been better. But I get it. You got to pay the mortgage. Sony got to pay the mortgage. And then PS5s, they got, you know, they're selling the consoles. They ain't got no games for it. So I get it, but I don't know. So we'll see. We're gonna have to revisit this topic because Spider-Man comes out in 2 months anyway, so it won't be that long until I get to gripe some more. Like I said, it's a mix. It's a mix of anxiety, fear, excitement, and wonder. Like, how are they gonna do this? I don't know, man. I don't know. The Russo brothers are the ones that did Civil War, Winter Soldier, Endgame, and Infinity War, and it was like, they get it. They have a good idea on how to kind of handle these massive casts. But the guy who's doing the Spider-Man things, it's like, he made Ned. So I don't know if it's even still him.
Who, Ned?
Yes, Ned, Peter's friend. in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, he gave us Ned.
Cool.
If it's the same director as Homecoming and Far From Home.
I think they've had different directors in all of them, haven't they?
Have they? That makes sense.
So,
Well, what's going to happen is in this universe, Eddie is actually a disgruntled Stark Industries like janitor.
okay.
Because that's all Peter does now, just clean up after Tony's messes.
Well, that was just the last movie. But okay.
The last two movies, yes. So remember, Vulture was mad because Tony didn't pay him for cleaning up after the Cathari. Was it Cthulhu? Not Cthulhu.
No, he wasn't mad because of that. He was mad because the government came in and took his job. He was
Right.
supposed to clean up all that mess, but they said, no, you guys are fired. We're taking over.
Exactly.
That's why he was mad, not because Iron Man wouldn't pay him. Iron Man didn't pay anybody.
There you go, some stealing stuff.
Trying to see who directed Far From Home. Because the guy that's directing, was it No Way Home, is Tom Watts. Now I'm trying to see if it's the same director. Where's IMDb? There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, same guy. Oh, John Watts. That's it. So yeah, he's directing the same, the No Way Home as well.
Are you still on IMDb?
Yeah. Why, you want me to look something up?
Yeah. If you still have the page up for No Way Home, can you see if they have a casting for Eddie Brock?
To see if they're going to spoil it in IMDb if he's in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here. Photos, cast and crew. Cast.
Yeah. If Tom Hardy's there, that'd be hilarious.
I don't see him.
Okay. All right.
But it did have Jamie Foxx on here, so.
That's funny.
So we know Electro's back. I mean, I think he said he was back anyway a long time ago, and that his skin wouldn't be blue this time.
Oh wow! I'm looking at Google image search, and one of the early ones that came up was the McFarlane's early like intro, like Eddie Venom post. It's like, damn. Eddie got hella ripped.
You know, Sam Raimi is going to direct Doctor Strange 2.
Yes. Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and then they were like, oh, it's going to be kind of horror, kind of, Army of the Dead-esque.
Yeah. Should be fun. Well, for me anyway.
Yeah. You enjoy that?
I will.
Oh no, I'm gonna watch Doctor Strange. I'm gonna watch Doctor Strange.
Okay, cool. When does that come out?
And,
Is that next year or?
Yeah, that's next year. Because at least in our theater, they actually had a timeline because they were like, Venom is out, and then I guess next month or the end of this month is gonna be Morbius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and it's like, wow, I haven't heard anything about Morbius, let alone a release date. I mean, Venom already kind of crept up on us. But
I think they only had the one trailer for Morbius, right? And that was what, last year?
Yeah. Well, they're gonna throw it out there before Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man in December.
So they're really trying to get that Spider-Verse going, aren't they?
I want to say that Corona kind of backed everything up, but my friends were like, "Oh no, this was always the way." Because I felt that Morbius was supposed to come out before Venom.
Yeah, I thought so, because they showed a trailer for him before Venom 2 was even announced.
Yeah, and now they kind of flipped it too. And there was another scene too that happened in Venom, and I was like, I want to say that's a Morbius reference, but I don't know. Maybe I was wrong.
What was it? What was it?
Well, apparently the cop guy that becomes Toxin, his eyes flashed a different color.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I was like, oh, that's probably like the Morbius powers or something. And what's his name? Gary from Nerdrotic, he was all like, oh yeah, no, that's a reference to Toxin. And I was like, well, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know much about Toxin, except that, yeah, he was a cop. But I think I have a comic for him, but I don't know. I wasn't too into Toxin.
Yeah, I only saw the origin of Toxin, and I was like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. And why not? Why don't we get into modern day comics? You know, MCU is already skipping the line, so why can't Spider-Man and Spider-Verse?
Yeah, why not?
Speaking of which, Spider-Verse is also supposed to come out next year, isn't it? Like 2022?
The sequel?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard much about the sequel. I mean, I know it was still coming out, but I didn't hear anything about a release. Let's see this. Spider-Verse.
And then after that, I'm pretty much done. Otherwise, I think I'll just spoil the whole damn movie for you.
Release date. Oh yeah, October 7th of next year.
Okay, yeah, because I remember when they announced it, it was already like hella far away. But now I'm like, wait a minute, that was like 3 years ago. It's already coming up.
Yeah, they've got a year now, and 6 days.
Man, I hope Aoi Yuki comes back.
Oh, you
Best Spider-Gwen.
Oh yeah, she was Spider-Gwen, huh?
Yep. And your third place sexiest male VA of the year, Mamoru Miyano, Fat Peter.
He was Peter B. Parker.
Yeah, Peter B. Parker.
Nice.
So, I sent you that clip, right?
I think you did.
Of Spider School or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and Ono Ken show over there. Just straight up hitting on Aoi Yuki. What a boss. What an absolute boss. Oh man.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Go watch it. Like I said, we can revisit this conversation after you've watched it, and you can kind of fill me in on it too. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like I want to like it more than I feel about it, but because of what happened and why they did it, I'm just kind of like, but yeah. It pulled in like 17 mil last night on day 0, so it's off to a good start.
Awesome. So yeah, it'll probably be number 1 this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like it has much competition.
Right.
I mean, what's out other than this?
Cry Macho.
What?
The Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh. I like his movies, but I don't think it's beating Venom.
Well, it's basically got a week to perform because next week is going to be James Bond. So.
Oh yeah. Isn't Doom coming out this month?
Yeah, Dune is also, I think, like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's one I gotta see.
Because I think next week is James Bond, and then next week is nothing, and then the week after that is Dune. and then the week after that is going to be like the one night only thing of Boku Hero.
Just one night. What the heck?
Yeah, it's the, like special event thing.
All dubbed, also.
No, well, man, that's subbed and dubbed.
No, that would have been funny if they said it's all dubbed, no subs for you.
Oh well, then that movie's gonna flop.
Right?
It's gonna flop harder than the Netflix Cowboy Bebop.
Is that flopping? Is that released yet?
It's coming out this month as well.
Wow, man, everything's coming up this month.
Yeah. The new season, man. What can I tell you?
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it, but you know, I'll see other people's reviews, and then maybe I'll watch it depending on how like the reception is. But we'll see.
You gotta love it when they're like, "It's not for you," and then the first thing they do is just fucking remake the intro tank. Like, it's not for me. Then why are you trying to appeal to me? What are you doing?
Who's it for?
You know, it's like saying Netflix Death Note. It's not for you, and then they, use the same opening. Come on, get out of here. I mean, to Dragon Ball Evolution's credit, they didn't use Shala X Shala.
What's wrong with that song?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. They were making their own original like take on Dragon Ball, so they didn't bother to do much related to the anime, like literally and unintentionally.
Yeah.
But Cowboy Bebop is like, it's not for you, anime fans, and then they use the opening from the anime.
Yeah, I saw the side by side.
Get bent. Jesus Christ.
It's like what was it, that remake to Charlie's Angels, when they were like, this movie isn't for men, but then they got angry at men for not going to see it.
Yeah.
Like, you told me this wasn't for me, that it's a feminist movie. Why do I want to watch it?
So we can yell at you for not supporting feminism.
Well, I didn't. You didn't get my money.
Good. Give it to Venom.
Yeah, I'd give it to Venom.
Have you seen Shang-Chi yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first Marvel movie I haven't gone to theaters to see, but, I think me and my grandmother were talking about that the other day. Like, we've actually only gone to see, like, maybe half of the movies in theaters.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, we're selective about what we see in theaters, but we'll watch them all. It just depends on, like, where. Like, either we see it in theaters, or we wait till it's on TV, or, like, my grandmother's very big on getting full sets of collections. She'll be like, just buy the DVD. So we'll buy the DVD. And even if she doesn't like it, she'll keep it in the collection, because, it belongs. So I think the only one that I really didn't like all that much, and I don't know how much hate I'm going to get for this, was Black Panther.
What you mean?
I didn't really like Black Panther.
You did not really like Black Panther? Okay.
No. I didn't like that one too much. Despite the fact that I guess, it won an Oscar and everybody was raving about it. I thought it was just okay, and this looked like it had PS2 graphics, and a lot of the jokes were like, what? Like you with the Venom jokes, where you were like, what are you trying to... That's like what I had with the Black Panther jokes.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. That's the big overarching issue, is that the MCU movies need to have those jokes. I don't know why. Why does that humor need to be in Thor? Why does it need to be in Black Panther? Why does it need to be in Venom 2? When Venom 1 didn't have that. Why does it need to be in Spider-Man, I guess? But even then, it wasn't...
Well, to be fair to Thor, when they didn't have those jokes, his movies kind of did bad.
Okay, but then you're kind of changing the character then.
And also, I remember Chris Hemsworth saying that if they didn't change the character to be a little more funny, he was probably going to leave.
I get that. I really do. I get the behind the scenes logic on why they did it, to appeal to a bigger audience, to appeal to the kids, to get the kids to be all like, hee Thor, buy my action figure. I get the behind the scenes thing, but it's when it becomes like character accurate and story sensitive that I'm just kind of like, the hell was the point of that? And that's kind of like, and that's some of these people's frustrations with Spider-Man as well. It's like, yeah, he's a dork, he's a dweeb, but he's also really smart. Really smart.
Yeah.
Like they put him. And again, I don't know how accurate this is, but I know one of the storylines put him on the same level as Hank Pym, Mr. Fantastic, and Tony. And
I think that was the newest iteration.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't. He wasn't that smart in the older comics. I mean, he was smart. Like, I think he was still in the top, like, rankings, but he wasn't like Mr. Fantastic, Tony Stark level. So I think I remember reading when they like rebooted everything again that they upped his intelligence, and now he's
Reed
like
Richards, Hank Pym, Bruce Banner, Tony.
Now he's like on par with them.
Yeah. And now he's just like, oh, Mr. Stark, you know about Star Wars?
You see, I find those jokes funny.
Yeah, well, you're probably 9 years old.
I am inside, yeah.
And then that's actually something too I forgot to mention as well. Damn it, I was trying to move on. That's going to be really, really weird, because I'm looking at Tom Hardy now, and then he's going to be like with Tom Holland, and it's like he's at least 17 years older than the kid. Eddie and Peter weren't that much older than each other, or that much of an age difference.
Wasn't Eddie in his 30s or something?
Yeah, but Peter was, within 7 years, that's fine. That's a little bit of fun. It's still a stretch, but it wasn't that bad. Because Peter was at least in his 20s when he got, work for the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
But and here, Peter's still in high school, which now you really ran into the issue that we talked about before. Remember when I said that even in the comics, Peter didn't stay that long in high school? Like, at least, 80% of his whole entire comic life, he's been an adult. If probably more closer to 90%, he was as an adult. And now, he's still in high school dicking around with Ned. And now here comes Venom, who's eating people.
Just a couple.
So, and oh man, I never, like I said, again, I never thought it was going to be done like this. And I think that's why I'm kind of like, But we knew it was coming. We knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know it was going to be like, that's kind of why I'm just kind of like, And now, again, I'm like looking at the Todd McFarlane, Eddie Venom things, and I'm like, pretty dope, actually. I'd buy this figure. Like when Eddie was more like bulk on top, like ripped kind of. Oh, yeah. I actually did make a figure of it. I'd buy that. Not so much like the more rounder version. That's kind of like the one that took over in the late '90s. But yeah, the Todd McFarlane ones. Yeah, that design I think is my favorite.
Yeah, those are good.
Which is also the one they used in Marvel vs. Capcom. So.
Well, they chose the right one.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, I still think that you should watch it, and honestly, if you skipped all the other movies and all the other Disney Plus shows and you just watched this, or just watch the ending, the post-ending credits, then you'll be ready. Like I said, you'll just skip to the front of the line like I did. Be like, okay, now I'm ready for the multiverse.
Yeah.
So, again, only to have Venom join the Avengers, or whatever they're calling the Avengers these days, and take orders from Captain Marvel.
I don't think she's the leader.
Not yet.
Nah, again, it wouldn't bother me.
My friend actually said they're building towards Secret Wars, and I was like, we'll see.
Well, they are kind of, because they got the scrolls. But I mean, it's kind of weird because I don't know. It seems like, at least for the Captain Marvel movie, they were making the scrolls seem sympathetic and like good guys. And I'm like, the scrolls aren't good guys. Is this just to fool us into thinking that they are good, so they can come and take over? Because I mean, that's been their whole thing. They like replace a bunch of heroes and then try to take over.
That's a good point.
So I don't know. Well, I get like you said, we'll see. But yeah, that I want to see evil scrolls. Because that's what I know. I know evil scrolls. But hey, then again, this is a new universe, so whatever. I could hear you dying inside a little bit as I said that.
You know, it was good all the way up until Civil War. You know, I think Civil War was the top of the mountain. And yeah, I even go as far as to include Iron Man 3 in there. I'll even say that, you know, Thor 2 was whatever. It was a thing, but it didn't leave me feeling paranoid. And then ever since then, it was just kind of like downhill, you know. And Endgame and Infinity War kind of like put some gas into the tank, but it just still sped to the bottom of the mountain. And yeah, now we're off the cliff now, and we're just kind of like Wile E. Coyote running in midair until we look down below our feet and see there's no ground, and then we fall.
Oh, maybe for you. I mean, I haven't had that kind of what would you call it, impression yet. Because I mean, like I said, I've still enjoyed pretty much. Well, I've enjoyed all the shows so far. I haven't watched What If yet because it's not over and I can't binge it. But I've liked all of them. But I will say, yeah, that Falcon and Winter Soldier was the weakest of the three. It was still good. The movies, I enjoyed all of the movies. Except for, like I said, Black Panther was the weakest, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm still enjoying them, so that's all I need.
Let me know what you think when you get a chance to watch it.
Venom?
Yeah.
I will. I'll let you know. I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it. Like, I like the first one, so I'm sure I'll like the second. And I mean, if I already thought that some of the jokes in the first one were like, what the heck kind of joke is that? Then I'm sure I'll find some in this one that's the same.
So what you watching next season in anime? Going away from this Western comic depression stuff.
Let's just get right into it, huh? Otherwise, we're just gonna keep talking
like
about
I
it.
said, otherwise I'm just gonna start dissecting the movie, and by the end of this, not only are we not gonna talk about next season, you're just not even gonna need to watch the movie anymore. So let's just go all about it. But no, I want you to go and watch it because I want you to say, I see what you're saying, or I don't see what you're saying. You know, because again, it was two different perspectives where the guys from Friday Night Tights and I saw the same things. We saw the same issues, but some of the issues they were cool with, and some of the issues, and those same issues I had an issue with. And then issues that I had, they were cool with. So we saw the same things, and we had different opinions over them.
Right.
And so now it's like, well, let's see what Roman has to say. Not saying we want Roman to be the judge of, you know, oh, I'm with them or I'm with you. I just, as a third party, let's see what you have to say.
Gotcha.
Because like I said, they went into it already like mad because of, you know, Venom being separate from Spider-Man. So they were already like, yeah, Venom sucks. It's a disgrace. It's not now, you know. And it's like, okay, whatever. If you're already gonna go in butthurt, then I wouldn't even bother. You know, that's why again I didn't go to Black Widow. I didn't go to Shang-Chi because they just don't care. Same thing with the Eternals. I just don't care. You know, I don't care. They changed it so much. It's not even what it's supposed to be anymore, and I don't care.
Oh, it's another universe, so. No.
Sure, go for it. I don't care. I just don't care. Fine, it's another universe. That means all the things that I enjoyed from the universe that I care about aren't a part of that, so I don't care. So, but when I do care, like Spider-Man, I'll be there to watch it. No Way Home.
Okay, we'll see if you care about Spider-Man after.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The next one will determine what my feelings are. So.
Cool.
So yeah. So. All right. That's all I got to say about that. We already blew like almost an hour. So let's we can run through this real quick. My list. I'll just say what I'm interested in, and then we can go off what you're interested in, break it down, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, sounds good.
Jobless Reincarnation Season 2. Demon Slayer. Actually, I'll double back to Demon Slayer at the end because, like I said, I wanted to get your take on it. Comey. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but were you interested in watching Comey, or?
Yeah, that's on my list.
Okay. Because I remember when we were talking about it, you're like, so wait, all she does is act like a mute? And we were like, yeah. And you're like, that's dumb. or something like that. And you were kind of dismissive, and I was like, not sure if he's being schmarmy or if he thinks the concept is dumb.
Well, I mean, from what I gather, she's got like a social anxiety and she can't speak to people, so she's trying to open up and try to become more, I guess, communicative with people in the school and anybody else, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I think it was in the first trailer where she didn't talk at all, and you were just all like, "Why she doesn't talk? This is dumb." I was like, "Wow, that's pretty brutal. I didn't expect that from Roman."
Down with Comey.
Down the anti-Comey squad. Man, you didn't even treat Jahi that bad.
No, I haven't. I still need to catch up to. I'm on like, I got F9 comes out today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got like 6 episodes to catch up on.
They'll go by fast.
Cool.
My senpai is annoying. This show speaks to me.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. That's gonna be tight. And then the rest of them are all sequels. Restaurant to Another World.
Yeah.
Which again, I haven't seen season 1. So Jobless Reincarnation and Restaurant to Another World, I have to binge season 1 at some point to get ready for this. But yeah, you know, it's funny because I didn't. Okay, yeah, well, I was like, oh, I didn't even have an isekai. I was like, wait, no, there's 2 isekais. God, I haven't seen an isekai in over a season now, going through withdrawals. And then finally Bang Dream. So, because I feel that that's the one thing I'll give you, because I give you crap on almost 80-90% of the topics we talk about on this podcast. But
Yeah.
the one thing I will give you is Bang Dream.
Okay, cool.
Especially particularly Garupa Pico.
Well, that's what I introduced you with, right?
Yes. Because it was like, there's like, what, 3 seasons, 3 movies, or 4 movies, and it's like, that's too much of a commitment, but you can watch Garupa Pico, and it's like, in, out, 3 minutes, boom, you won't even, it's like getting the jab, you won't even feel it.
Yeah.
You might be traumatized afterwards, but when you're watching it, or getting it, you won't even feel it.
That's definitely how it is. It's like you might have watched a whole band die, but, you know, they'll be back next week. It's okay.
But yeah, and then Demon Slayer. But like I said, I think that I wanted to get your take on how they're doing it. So we'll double back to that. But yeah, that's pretty much my list. Like I said, I will come back and talk about them, because Comey, like I said, I've still got the mangas here. I plan on reading them at some point before I leave my job, my current job, to get ready and catch up. But yeah, that's kind of the only show on this list that I'm pretty familiar with. The My Senpai is annoying. I saw the trailer and I saw what you tagged me in.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious, and that's it. Other than that, I've been kind of staying away from trailers and all of that, just because, yeah, I think that this show will stand up on its own. And like I said, as an annoying senpai myself, this show speaks to me. So I feel that this will be very autobiographical.
Nice.
And then yeah, Jobless Reincarnation. What can I say? I'm in it for Ghislaine. So, hey.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. What you got? What am I watching?
Okay, so some of these are the same as what you're watching, like Demon Slayer, Komi, Senpai is annoying, Garupa Pico. I think the only 3 on here that you aren't watching. I got one on here called Kaizoku Ojo, which translates to I guess the English title is Fina, Pirate Princess, which actually I didn't know was airing already. They're already on episode 9. So I'm behind on that one. I thought it was airing this season, and I guess it started at the same time as Jahi. So the other one is called The Vampire Dies in No Time. Set in modern day Japan, you got a vampire hunter who's looking for basically Dracula, but he like dies all the time, constantly turning to ash. So
Oh yeah. I was looking at that.
it looks kind of funny, so I figured I'd give it a shot, see how it is.
Okay.
And the other one, Meruko-chan, which is actually, it says it's a normal girl was living a normal life until she wasn't. One day, she could see everything. What's a girl to do when hideous monsters appear no matter which way she turns? On top of that, no one else can see them. So yeah, she sees like these really creepy looking like creatures everywhere she goes. Says it's a comedy horror supernatural show, so we'll see how
Is
that
that
makes
the one
sense.
where the ghost is always trying to like scare her, and she just is like deadpan?
I think
Or is that a different one?
that might. She usually keeps a pretty deadpan face. She's trying not to, I guess, show fear with them.
Okay.
Like, let me see if I can get this image up here. I'll put it on the Discord.
Alright.
But yeah, I've seen like images of it up on Twitter. I think that's where it started, actually. And this that looks like it might be it. But yeah, I figured I'd give it a shot. I don't really watch too much horror, so we'll see how it is.
All right.
Oh, here we go. This is a better image. But yeah, those are what I'm watching outside of what you listed.
All right. So the reason why I was like, oh, let's break off Demon Slayer is apparently I saw this on first on Clownfish because they think some people I guess were complaining that they're redoing the Infinity Train, the movie. And so it's like they took it as kind of a cop out, like instead of doing the train, why not just show the second season? And it's like, well, are they going to add content?
From what I read, they were going to add some content.
Yeah.
I don't know how much though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I thought it was really weird. I was like, instead of spending the resources like this, you really could just put them all towards the second season. And if you wanted to like do the movie or show the movie again, do it. But to break it up like that, it was just really weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, but I am curious. I mean, if I have nothing better to do or I have downtime, I mean, I'll probably check it out. But, at the same time, too, it also feels kind of like a cock tease. Kind of like just jump right into the second season,
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess they want to get it out there for those who didn't go and watch it or didn't buy it. So they could still get, what happened. Because if they go in without having watched the movie, then they might be a little confused.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Then again, they could always just do like a recap.
True. Yeah. I would have just showed the movie, like every Saturday night or something until the December when the second season starts. I also like how on livechart.me it has those countdown timers.
Oh yeah, does it let you know when each show is going to air?
Hey.
Yeah, that's why I usually go here instead of my anime list. Like I think my anime list gives you the date, but it doesn't have the timer.
Fair. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I was expecting a little more drama out of you, but I know you're always very non-drama. So.
I try, but the last couple episodes, I mean, I think I've been kind of aggressive.
What?
I don't know.
What makes you think you were aggressive?
Compared to how I usually am, yeah, I'd say I was a little aggressive.
You felt your wife was being threatened. You were just doing what any guy naturally would. Wish death on the other man.
Well, instead of wish death, I made you think a bit. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm going to make this guy think, and that'll give him a headache.
Yeah. Thinking my one weakness, my kryptonite.
Yeah, I've been studying you to find out what that was, and that's what I came up with.
But yeah, well, that'll be interesting. Like I said, I kept thinking of like those OVAs or those movies that they break up into OVAs or those OVAs that they join into movies. with the Demon Slayer instance, but we'll see. We'll see. It also could be one of those things where I might just skip it, and I just might find the compilation video later on where it's like, these are all the cut scenes from the movie that they put into the remade TV show. And so it's like, all right, there you go. Now I'm caught up.
How long is it supposed to be? Like,
12 episodes, right?
oh, here we go. 7 eps is the
7 episodes.
the train arc.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad, I guess. Would that just be like the length of the movie?
Yeah.
Wow. Even with everything, with the stuff they're adding in, they're probably not adding that much in then if it's only going to be the same length.
I clicked on it, and then I ended up in the winter season for next year, and I'm scrolling down, and right there's Princess Connect season 2. I'm ready. Yeah, this is so stacked. It's like season after season after season is just stacked, like it doesn't end. So much.
Oh yeah, there it is, huh?
JoJo. Oh, there's so much. There's so much. You know what I'm gonna do? Watch Cowboy Bebop live action.
I mean, that's probably a better use of your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Get called scum of the earth by Faye Valentine's actress.
I mean, some people are into that.
Yeah, not me. Not the way she's dressed, at least. Oh! Am I canceled?
You're getting there.
I'm getting there good. I hope you do, so I can go write a book.
Write a book.
Hell yeah. Give me that victimhood status.
What's it going to be called?
That one time, Faye Valentine stepped on my heart, but all she crushed was my dreams.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
It'll be a bestseller.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Oh, that's the basic gist of it, though. So, yeah, I think we'll at least have Comey out. We can talk about that for the next time. Oh well. And Senpai ga urusai kohai no hanashi.
My senpai is annoying.
Senpai. Isekai shokudo ni restaurants are not open. Long Dream Garupa Pico Fever.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be fun, because they're adding in the other 2 bands.
Yeah.
Well, I think they'll be in more episodes than they were in the last one. Last one, they were only in like 2.
I'm gonna drill you, no homo, on Komi-san, because it's like I just, you know, when you just said that, when you were like, everyone is like, oh, like high-fiving each other and doing, you know, slapping each other on the ass because we're so hyped for Komi, you're like, so what's her thing? She just doesn't talk? And then it was like, and they didn't put Kago or Koga Aoi's interpretation of Komi until like last month's trailer, and then you hear her and it's literally her just doing Kaguya. So it's like more Kaguya. I'm all for it. And again, I just always like, we made this joke when we were talking the other day with Lenny from The Simpsons, like dental plan. And so, you know, in the back of Homer's head, and that's you to me. I have your voice in the back of my head saying, so what's her thing? She just doesn't talk? Dumb. So it's like, I have that in the back of my head.
It's free real estate right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Komi's gonna be great. So what's her thing? She doesn't talk? That's dumb. So what's her thing? She just doesn't talk? That's dumb. So yeah.
Well, I mean, she's no Nagatoro.
Oh man, you're swinging for the fences.
I try.
That's all good. That's all good. We'll like I said, we'll figure it out by next week. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that one comes out, it says, in 4 days and 10 hours, so. But, that Meruko-chan comes out in 1 day, so I got an episode coming out soon. Nice. And then I gotta go catch up on, Pirate Princess, because I got 9 episodes to watch that I didn't know I had to watch.
That's the Aoyuki show that's on Cartoon Network, right?
Is it?
I believe so. Like
It says Production IG. I don't know. It doesn't even tell me who the voice actors are.
You don't know what shows your wife was on?
Amelia's not in this.
I love how you're like, my wife, Amelia's not in this, and yet every time you get to Mashu, you're always just dunking on her.
As I said, I like Mashi. It's just that she gets outshined by everybody else. I don't... Okay, so we got some voice actors here now. Oh yeah, there she is. Oh, Yuki. Playing someone named Karen. Not the main character, but, you know, she's in it.
And she doesn't even have the hairstyle.
No, she doesn't. I feel cheated. And she doesn't have a let me speak to your manager look.
No, that's Captain Marvel.
I don't know who Asami Seto is.
That's Raphtalia, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is.
Okay, well, she's the main character, so.
Okay.
More Raphtalia. Speaking of Shield Hero, they're taking forever to release that second season, aren't they? Next year, right?
Yeah, there she is. Sakurajima Mai, Raphtalia, yeah.
That sounds familiar. My Sakurajima? Who's that?
From Bunny Senpai.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet still, but I've heard the name a lot, so that's why it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But oh, they got Sanji in here playing some old chubby dude.
It's his best characters.
And I don't think I know any of these other people. Gen Sato, that does sound familiar though. Oh, Takahiro Sakurai. There you go.
Yay. He was fifth, I think, sexiest male voice actor.
So he wasn't first, huh?
Yeah, that was Suave. Suave, man. Fucking Archer, man. Too strong. And I don't know if you saw my article too, but Suave is the Japanese dub voice of Eddie Brock in Venom 2.
Oh, is that who that is? Okay.
Yeah, buddy. Eraserhead in Boku Hero.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense than hearing the actor's name. Again, I don't know names. I have to see who they're playing, and they're like, oh yeah, that person. Except for a few, because we talk about them all the time.
Aoyuki.
Aoyuki,
Takahashi
Rie. Those other people we talk about that I can't remember the names to.
Kayano Ai. You know who Kayano Ai is.
Yeah, that's Darkness.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Also, Jahi's boss.
Oh, does she play the boss?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she's using her Mamako voice.
Ah, right, Mamako. There's no second season for that, is there?
Nothing yet, no.
Oh yeah, it does say Adult Swim on these images right here.
Because it was really weird because I saw them advertising the Pirate Princess, and I was just like, what? I mean, again, I'm not surprised about what anime studios are doing these days. I did read that they're still QQing about it. Like, they QQ about the industry, like they QQ about crunch in the video game industry, and I'm like, guys, I hate to break it to you, but it's the nature of the job, you know? That's like working in construction and then complaining like, damn, I'm doing construction all day. And then it's like, yeah, that's what you signed up for. In some instances, you even went to specialty schools to learn how to do like this stuff, like the arts and drawing and all of that, and storyboards and all of that. And I'm like, yes, it's hard. Yes, it sucks. It's the nature of the job, you know, and it's, you know, I don't know. You know, you are the bottom of the totem pole. That's why you get paid such crap wages, and I feel for you. But at the same time, too, they already cut so many corners in some of these animation projects too. So, yeah. So the moral of the story that I'm getting at is you know, burnout. And a lot of these shows coming on, you know, all, you know, like I said, it's season after season after season of just like almost 10 shows that like I want to watch and you want to watch, and it's like you got to make them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and it sucks, and I feel for you. And I would, if there was a way to pay more, you know, like if they started charging like $70 an endo instead of like 50 or 60, I'd pay it.
Yeah.
If it meant supporting the industry even more, getting these guys an extra $5, $6 an hour, I'd pay for it. But, and that's saying that they already are going to like Korea and China to get these things, you know, drawn and animated. So, but yeah.
Darn Koreans.
So. Oh well, what can you do? Except complain about it on the podcast.
You can complain about it on Twitter. But I don't think that'll get anywhere.
No. So, yeah, I think that's all I got. So, next week we'll be talking Komi, I guess. We'll be talking Komi, Senpai, Bong Dream, and yeah.
Yeah, well, whichever shows we're watching that are out by that time, yeah, we'll be talking about them.
Awesome.
It says Bang Dream in 5 days. Okay. So I guess that's what next? Thursday, Friday? Wednesday. Okay. Cool. God, that poster's getting super crowded.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll be fun talking about the new shows. I guess by then there'll be, what, 2 episodes for some of these?
Yeah. True.
Nice. All right. Well, again, that'll be fun.
All right. Yeah, and if anything else comes up, or you start watching anything else, or I start noticing like the meme pages are really talking about this particular show, then yeah, I'll probably jump on it. But yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what you do, right? You usually just wait for the memes.
Yeah, and then once I see a character or something that keeps happening, or you know, like a Jacko challenge level meme starts coming out, I'll be like, what the hell is this from? And then I'll be like, yo, this is dope, you should go watch it.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool.
But all right, I think that we have a plan, we have a mission moving forward, and we have some. We'll get back to talking anime, hopefully with my voice not cracking so much.
Yeah, well, that's kind of because you're tired and everything. So, what's our next one? The 11th?
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right, so I'll definitely have this up before then. Got to do better at getting these released. It's not like I'm doing a lot. Oh, well. Anyway.
You could be watching Chucky. So.
I could be, and I probably will tonight. Who knows?
Good. Then you're good. You're fine.
Yep, because like I said, I got, 6 episodes to catch up with?
Yes.
And I think I got 6 episodes of Kobayashi as well.
Gonna be busy.
And that's not counting Duke of Death either. So I was only on episode 2 with that one. Either way, it'll be a good time.
I have full faith in you. And if you wanna discuss it as well, we'll do that next episode. Let's just
Sounds good.
All right. Because I did ask you, I wanted to see what your take is on Natsuki Hanai's singing voice.
Oh yeah, you didn't bring that up last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to let you know what I think of his angelic voice.
Nerd.
Okay, so that's going to be the plan for next time, everybody. So yeah, until then, we'll talk to you then.
Peace.
Bye.